Yeah, so it's been a while since I made a video on my YouTube channel, like actually sit down and talk to you guys a little bit about Hoyas. And you can see I have something here in my hand and I'm holding a Hoya, which you guys already saw in the title. It's gonna be on Hoya Shepherdii, guys. And my take on this plant, how easy it is to grow, how should you care for it if you just bought it online. Maybe you just bought it online and you're trying to see some tips and care video on this plant and how to care for it in your household. Are you gonna keep it indoors, outdoors? Where should I recommend you guys to grow it? So I've had this plant for about 2 years now. I received it as a very small cutting, and I'll insert a clip here of when I received this Hoya. It was very little. I think it only had like 6 or 7 leaves. I got it about a year, maybe 2 years ago, and yeah, it was very tiny. Within the first time of me, the first 3-4 months of me having it, it produced a peduncle. It grew up a peduncle, and mind you, it was very little. It was in a nursery pot that it arrived in. It was super tiny, very little, and it grew up a peduncle. So if you guys have this Hoya or you guys just bought it online, be prepared for it to grow peduncles left and right. This Hoya grows super fast and vigorous. It does grow in a downward shape where it likes to hang down. The tendrils just fall down and the leaves are like very like string beans, very hard leaves, but they're also very long and very glossy and shiny, very dark green. They are very rubbery, but yeah, this is a very fast growing plant. Once again, if I put it on my head, see, it feels like if I have long hair. But yeah, it's a very fast growing Hoya and it produces so many peduncles. Like I said, I got this plant and within a matter of 3 months, it started growing peduncles and it grew peduncles. I think it grew 2 peduncles the first time I ever had it. And it's been growing peduncles ever since. It grows peduncles 3 times a year for me. It grows them around this month on around March, April, or May. That's when it grows peduncles. And then around fall, maybe like October, it grows more peduncles. Or it buds up again on the peduncles that it had previously. And going into winter, maybe like around December, January, it grows or buds up again and it grows more flowers. So this can be an all year round that Hoya that grows flowers all year round. The flowers are white and they smell like a very sweet honeysuckled. The fragrance on this Hoya, it's more of like a nighttime Hoya scent, meaning that during the day the flower will not have a fragrance, but if you come and smell it that same day at night, past 6 p.m. or maybe 7-8 p.m., it'll have a very intoxicating sweet scent. The flowers on this Hoya last about I'm gonna say about a week and a half, going on 2 weeks. It has a very nice small little flowers, but they are super fragrant. Where would I advise you guys to keep this plant if you guys have it or if you guys ordered it online? I've had this plant in numerous places. I had it growing in my grow tent. When I first received it, I put it in my greenhouse, and it grew really nice in there. It just got really leggy and it started growing tendrils so like really fast, so I decided to take it out and hang it on my cactus outside in my garden. And so I hung it in my cactus area next to my trees, and it dangled and it grew so many tendrils, as you can see right here. So it grew peduncles while in there, and in there it gets plenty of direct sun, so it gets attacked by a lot of sunlight. Not many shade because I have it on the cactus, so it doesn't really get a lot of shade, but it does get a lot of direct sun. And nothing happened to it. It just grew peduncles. So then after that, winter came, and so the temperatures dropped a little bit, and so I brought it into my house, indoor in my kitchen. I have it hanging on my window in my kitchen. And in the kitchen, guys, it took off like crazy. That's where I've seen it grow the most peduncles. Right now it has about 10 peduncles, and it's grown so much ever since. So I have it in my window, in an east-facing window in my kitchen. Now, where do I recommend you guys to grow this Hoya? Anywhere except the bathroom. This Hoya does really well where it gets a lot of light. Mind you, the humidity or the brightness doesn't really affect it so much. But if you do want it to grow a lot, light, direct light, that's where he likes it. This Hoya does not scorch with direct sunlight. At least in my area here in California, it's a desert. It gets direct sun and it doesn't really scorch. I have not had it in the sun when the sun is like about 90, 100 degrees. I don't have it in direct sun around that temperature. But mind you, if it's 80 or less, it does handle direct sunlight. For having it outdoors, it just likes it anywhere. Like I said, it doesn't really require much humidity. I noticed that this plant thrives in whatever condition you give it. I noticed that it will not die if you don't give it a lot of light, but it will just not produce as many peduncles as it could. If you have it outdoors with a lot of light, a lot of wind flow and everything, it will grow many peduncles. Where do I have it growing? In the medium, I actually have it in a full of regular soil with a little bit of orchid bark and perlite and pumice. That's all it's in. And I actually have it in 2 pots. So what I did is I actually have it in a regular pot right here, and I have it inside a hanging planter, just because I didn't want to disturb the plant from it not growing peduncles. So usually when you pot up a Hoya, or when you upgrade a size of a nursery pot from a Hoya to a different size, you kind of stunt its growth and it will not grow as much as it could. So what I do, my recommendation for you guys, is to put up your growing budding Hoya in a larger pot without getting rid of its original pot. That way it won't shock its growth and it will keep growing normally and it'll do amazing. So here it is. I hope you guys found this video really helpful, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys did. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Kapun karigato. Kasamasta.